scenes always seem to wind up on the cutting floor.
In 1995, this is not a bad price, especially during the holiday season.
Oh, absolutely. This, as far as you want to make this a giftable, Montel, this is so important. You've got to get 2 and 3 of these because one, you want to keep in the packaging. Maybe in the packaging it arrived in as your collectible. You want to buy one for your children because coin collecting is such an exciting experience. Get one for them. I mean, get one
for Uncle Billy. One for Aunt Sarah. I mean,
it's never questioned. That's what's so nice about it. It's never questioned. The last point is,
you know one of the hottest selling things in the country? Are Barack Obama earrings.
Oh, anything Obama. Anything with a picture of Obama on it.
So this time around, we're going to be going to this thing called a Text Mixer event. And basically what this is a networking event for people in the tech industry or people who want to get in the tech industry. And they do this in Dallas every so often. If you ever wondered what these networking events were like, you're about to find out.
It's a giftable. Montel, this is so important. You've got to get 2 and 3 of these because one, you want to keep in the packaging. Maybe in the packaging it arrived in as your collectible. You want to buy one for your children because coin collecting is such an exciting experience. Get one for them. I mean, get one
for Uncle Billy. One for Aunt Sarah. I mean,
it's never questioned. That's what's so nice about it. It's never questioned.
All right, everybody, so we are here with
Alamide,
Dio,
Jasmine,
and Tev.
Carmelia Walker.
All right, yeah, and she's going to just tell us about her career real quick. So our first question I want to ask is, what do you do?
I am a HR business partner.
Engineering, so more on the construction side of engineering.
Okay.
Like plumbing design engineering. So like, let's say like for like a high-rise building, I build like the whole plumbing system for it.
Yeah, so I just graduated from college about 5 months ago, and I started a new job in tech sales.
I am 2 years in, being a senior sales development representative.
And I'm 2 years in as well. I'm an account executive. Plumbing engineering, that sounds like a lot of money.
It's a decent amount of money.
Yeah, you hear that? Okay. Or how did you get into doing that?
So really just networking. Like somebody I met from college kind of allied me the job, and been working there for about a year plus now.
Funny story. So one of my really good friends, Tevin, I met him at church, and we basically had a conversation. Like we got to know each other, became brothers.
Okay.
He was like, "Hey man, what are your thoughts on sales, tech sales?" I was like, "Ha, you're funny." I laughed in his face. I laughed in his face.
Now you're laughing.
Yeah, he's laughing.
No.
But I was taking a professional selling class at the same semester when he told me about it, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. The following semester, so like the spring semester, I was like, hey man, I'm trying to do this other thing with healthcare. It's not really working out, but we'd love to see what it would look like to get into the company. So had a conversation with him, and then the rest was history.
For me, I actually kind of fell into tech sales. I studied a little bit of computer science, a little bit of marketing back in the day. A recruiter reached out to me. I was working in insurance prior to getting into tech sales, and the rest is kind of history. I took the leap. Had no idea what an endpoint was when I started, but I sure do now.
So you're saying tech sales found you?
Yeah, tech sales found me.
My degree is actually in clinical psychology. Clinical psychology.
Yeah,
this is going to be a story, right?
So after college, I graduated. I was a therapist for a while with little kids with autism.
Okay.
Needed some money. My friend was in actually car sales. So I got into car sales, did that for a year, and I sold the car to a lady who worked at Salesforce, which is like another tech company.
Right.
And she was like, Tev, you're wasting your time here, you're good at sales, get into tech, you have a degree, go do it.
Right.
So luckily I fell into Titanium, got a job at Titanium, been there for 2 years, and now I'm my account executive there at Titanium.
Oh.
So so my degree is in clinical psychology, but I'm actually in sales, and I kind of just fell into it.
None of you guys were growing up saying, I want to be in tech sales, anything.
I think this might be a bold statement, but as a minority, you aren't really aware of this type of careers.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
So,
that's real. How long have you been doing it, and what got you into doing HR?
Since 2017, I started as a general manager and kind of worked my way up to that position.
Any advice for people who might want to get into that?
Okay.
So I guess you would probably say
networking,
right? Okay.
It's a niche field. But you can always get into it through like applying through the jobs, but applying through the jobs is kind of hard nowadays.
Okay.
Like you really got to know somebody to get into a position.
Kind of network in order to get in there. Yeah, I see that a lot nowadays with jobs. It's kind of hard to get through that opening window, you know?
Really?
Like,
Because it's like thousands of applicants trying to get into any type of
Right.
field.
So what would you say to somebody that's wanting to get into tech sales?
Depends on where they're at currently in their life.
Okay.
Because it's a bit difficult if you don't have a degree. But if you do, honestly try to leverage your connections to see if anyone you know works in tech sales.
Right.
If not, reach out to people on LinkedIn because everyone is like always willing to mentor. Everyone's always willing to get someone of like a minority into tech sales.
Really?
Like
Okay.
reach out to them, get their opinions, get their advice, get their insights, get what they think about what that process looks like to get into their company.
All right.
And then replicate that process a couple of times.
I would say like your network is your net worth because you never know who you're gonna come across. You never know who you're gonna meet because there's so many people, your neighbors, your friends, family friends. You never know where they're at or who they know that can take you to places that you want to go. Right. So you always have to keep that mindset open and make sure you're constantly like building upon your skill sets to people you know and just like your professional like identity.
Don't be afraid of the tech. Don't be scared of all that. You'll learn that later.
With the tech words.
Yes,
like,
yes. Don't be afraid about learning new things and all that. You'll learn it when you'll get there. It's about the soft skills when you're initially getting in. It's about like, are you disciplined? Are you passionate? Are you willing to get up every day? Some days are harder than others. Like we get a lot of rejection in tech sales. It's how is your mindset framed to be able to bounce back after you do get that sort of rejection. And I'd say for my ladies, such a great space to be in. There's not a lot of ladies or a lot of women that look like me who are in this space, and we kill it, frankly. So definitely take up those opportunities.
Just killing it. Okay. All right, ladies. So you heard it here first. If you were looking for something to kill, tech sales is it. What advice do you have for people that might want to get into doing HR like you?
I would say go for it. Don't be scared. You know, it's a lot, but it's a skill that you learn.
Okay.
And you can grow into, and it's constantly evolving.
All right, cool. So it's constantly evolving, and you think that people just learn over time when they get into it?
Yes, for sure.
All right, cool. Well, thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Scenes always seem to wind up on the cutting floor.
In 1995, this was not a bad price, especially during the holiday season.
Oh, absolutely. This, as far as you want to make this a giftable. Montel, this is so important. You've got to get 2 and 3 of these because one, you want to keep in the packaging. Maybe in the packaging it arrived in as your collectible.
All right, everybody. So we have another young, successful adult here in Dallas, Texas. Go ahead and tell them your name and what you do.
So my name is Tyler Lewis, and I am a pharmaceutical sales rep.
So my name is Kayvon Young Reeves. I come from Charleston, South Carolina, and I recently moved to Dallas about 2 days ago from Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow, new to Dallas. So ladies, you know who to hit up. But anyway, so
right now in tech, I'm a full stack software engineer.
Okay.
Primarily with Node.js, Next.js, React, full stack.
So everything, back end and front end.
Back end, front end, man. I love back end though.
Oh, you love the back end stuff. Okay.
Sadiqa Watson. I'm a data scientist, so I work at Eli Lilly Pharmaceutical Company.
Michael, I'm a business intelligence analyst. So what I do is I work with data. I help businesses. I help them use their data to create insights.
Okay, so you're working with is that what big data is, or?
Yeah, big data, but it's like a step below data scientist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so on my trajectory, the ultimate goal would be to be a data scientist.
Okay, so you're trying to work your way up to a data scientist.
Correct.
Okay. So I'm here with Sarah, and what do you do for work?
So I work in digital health for a healthcare system.
Okay, and how'd you get into that?
So I started off as an administrative fellow and worked my way up, did a little bit of strategy, operations, and eventually wanted to get into the more innovative side of healthcare, and so was offered the opportunity at my company.
Okay, nice. How did you end up getting into being a data scientist?
I actually started out as a statistician. So my PhD is in statistics. So I was actually working as a clinical trial, I was working in clinical trial design.
Really?
And then I decided, after I heard about the field of data science, and they were talking about how cool the technology is, and how lucrative the field is, and how, like how cool the projects are, I just decided, okay, why not? So I took some time to take some online classes, learn how to program, learn machine learning. And
kind of was forced into it. First generation college student, went to college, and I was told what I want to do as far as a career. I looked online what pays the most money.
Oh, you decided to do that.
Click, and that's exactly what I did.
Why didn't you do a doctor or like an anesthesiologist?
Medicine never interested
too much
me,
school.
man. I love
Okay.
puzzles, bro.
Okay, you like solving problems
Yes.
type thing. Okay,
Yeah, solving problems, solving
Okay,
puzzles.
problem solving.
Yeah.
How did you get into doing this?
So, to make a very long story short, my background is in nursing, so I did nursing for 5 years. I worked out the pandemic, hurricane season. I worked throughout Hurricane Harvey as well.
Experience.
Lots of experience. And so I pivoted out that role basically in a clinical support position at a healthcare startup. So I worked with sales, engineering, software, hardware, project management, everyone.
You have a lot of experience.
I have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
And I caught myself really working with the sales team, and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah, you can do that too.
I can do this.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, I got laid off, and that was kind of like the kick I needed.
Yeah.
The sign is like, okay, well, you said you can do sales,
Right.
so do it.
Yeah.
And now I'm here.
Well, you take whatever life throws at you and you turn it into a blessing. So you
Yes.
really went ahead, got laid off, and you decided, oh, this is a good thing.
I hit the floor running.
Yes,
Yes.
I like that. I like that. How got you into trying to become a data scientist? What made you want to do that?
I graduated with a finance degree. And,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, wow,
exactly.
okay.
So I really didn't know what to do when I
Uh-huh.
graduated. So I was just, looking at different career paths. I stumbled across the business analyst field because it was like a good mix between business, which was, I had a finance degree.
Right.
And when I found that, I started doing like the Google certification.
Google,
Google, yeah.
Google, okay, I know
So
what
like
you're
I did
talking about,
data analytics.
Okay.
I started off with that. I actually enjoyed it, so that actually pursued me to continue to look into that.
Okay.
I started applying to different jobs, and I secured my first role as a business operations analyst, and kind of built my way up from there.
How do you like it so far? You like it?
Yeah, I love it actually.
Okay, so based on your experience in the role so far, what advice would you give to anybody starting out who would want to do what you do?
Don't be scared to invest in yourself. Don't be scared to like put in your credit card. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor.
He's not a financial advisor, but he did major in finance.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Just really take the time to self-study and then come to events like this to network.
What other advice would you give to people who want to become a data scientist?
I would say be curious and be open. There's a lot of, I think people have a very minimalistic idea of what data science is and what types of fields it applies to when we think about Google and Netflix and so on. But data science is everywhere. It's in government, it's in academia,
Really?
the aviation industry, it's cybersecurity, everywhere.
Okay, so you just taught me something. Yeah, I might have to get into data science one day. If somebody were wanting to get into digital health, what advice would you give to them?
Yeah, I would just say be clear about what you want your impact and purpose to be.
Okay.
Make sure that you work for an organization that's aligned with like your mission and what you want to do in life.
Okay.
And then lastly, I would say just make sure that you network and work your way through the company, meet new people, and ensure that you're able to showcase the value that you bring.
Okay, and that's why you're here, right? The network, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what advice would you have to anybody that's wanting to do what you do?
Yeah. My best piece of advice is being around other people who are involved in tech. So you see what you're doing right now, you're asking people these questions about tech. Be around people like him. Because he's going to lead you to the questions, he's going to lead you to the answers as well. So I would say just keep being around the community of people that are involved, interested, and are doing things in tech.
So what advice do you have to tell anybody who might be wanting to get into your position?
I would say, one, networking is very important. And it's not, you have to talk to everyone and shake hands, but really making sure that you're making genuine connections and a lot of lateral connections too. Go to those conferences and also just be open to new experiences. Like I would have never thought that like, oh my gosh, I'm a pharma rep.
Yeah,
like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But just being open and also just planning, like, keep an open mind. And just because you're somewhere doesn't mean you can't grow.
Anything with a picture of Obama on it. Some people might try to say some ways, this is nothing more than capitalizing on.
All right, everybody. So we're here with another young Dallas professional. What is your name?
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay. So Charlotte, what is it that you do?
Currently, I am an entrepreneur. I have a hair salon. I'm currently pursuing my database administration certification. So I wanted to kind of pivot in my career and get into the tech field.
So go ahead and introduce yourself. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Ashley.
Okay, and what role are you looking to get into?
So I'm looking to get into a QA role right now.
Okay, so what is a QA role? What does that mean?
Yeah, so QA stands for quality assurance. So
Okay.
essentially what I'm doing is coming behind the developers and basically making sure what they created is actually working how it should be.
All right, everybody. So I am here with
BJ Jrock.
and he's actually seen the channel before, and he's just gonna go ahead and tell us what he does. What is it that you do?
So right now, currently I'm an engineer admin. Currently trying to transition to software engineering.
Okay.
I'm just off a boot camp alone.
Okay, so what boot camp is it that you're doing?
It's
right
a
now?
Triple 10 boot camp.
Triple 10.
I'm about to finish. I've been there for quite a year now, but I've been
Okay.
programming for about 2 years now. So.
Okay, how do you like it? Like, is it hard or is it challenging?
It was challenging at first. It still is challenging. I kind of go through the application process, the lead code.
Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, lead code, doing all that. I already know. Okay, so database certification.
Yeah.
Okay, so what made you want to pivot from entrepreneurship?
Going to school, I kind of learned that I love coding and designing databases for businesses. So that's how I kind of got certification.
So what language do you code in?
SQL.
SQL. Okay, so you're really doing the databases and all of that.
Yes, I'm at the beginner stage, but
Okay.
it's very interesting. I really like it. If you're good with coding and you like designing and basically finding a solution for a company, it's really a great field to go into.
What are you doing in order to become a QA?
Wow, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So first, I enrolled into a tech course specific for a QA role. That was a self-paced course. It took me about, I would say, 3 to 4 months to complete.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Wasn't bad, and then at the end of the course, I did an internship to kind of get some more hands-on experience with the role.
Yeah.
And then after that, they kind of gave me some skills on how to upgrade my resume and make it more transferable. To
Okay,
the
all
QA
through the
role.
tech course.
Yes.
Okay, that sounds like a really good tech course.
Yeah,
What is the
it was
name
really
of it for?
It's actually called Road to QA.
I think
Yeah,
that's
look
a
it up
perfect
on
name to-
Instagram.
Look it up on Instagram. All right, well, thank you, Ashley. It was good to meet you.
Always seem to wind up on the cutting floor.
In 1995, this is not a bad price, especially during the holiday season.
Oh, absolutely. This, as far as you make this a gift.
I'm not gonna lie, my feet hurt. Yeah, that was a good event, and it was my first time interviewing people. And honestly, I had a good time meeting all the different people, and it was really a spontaneous thing. I wanted to vlog it, but I figured why not just ask people questions, and hopefully that would have been beneficial to you, or entertaining, educational, entertaining, go hand in hand, right? Anyways, next video we're gonna get back into the vlog, so.
Do you want to know how to sell things in the country? Or Barack Obama earrings.
Oh, anything Obama. Anything with a picture of Obama on it.
Some people might try to say in some ways that this is nothing more than capitalizing on an historic event.